This is the speaking test of the International English Language Testing System. The examiner's number is 356989. Good afternoon. My name is Muhammad Maruf Firoz. And what is your name?
My full name is Aman Septimo.
And what should I call you?
You can call me by my first name, Aman.
Thank you. So, Aman, where are you from?
I'm originally from Bangladesh, but I grew up mostly in the Philippines, so I would say I'm more Filipino than Bangladeshi.
All right, thank you. Now, moving on to the first part of the test, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about bicycle. Do you have a bicycle?
So currently I don't have a bicycle, but during my high school days, I would have a bicycle that I used to transport from my house to my school.
How often did you used to ride your bicycle?
So whenever there was school or an event that I had to go to school for, I would use my bicycle for it.
What do you think is the biggest advantage of riding a bicycle?
So I think some of the biggest advantages of using a bicycle is that when you use a bicycle, you get a good amount of exercise from it, as well as when you use a bicycle, it doesn't produce any sort of carbon emission, whereas a vehicle like a car does.
Now tell me, what is the weather like where you live?
So currently I'm living in Bangladesh, and at the moment the weather is quite chilly because of the November and December months of the year, but throughout the earlier part of the year it's quite humid and very hot.
Do you prefer hot or cold weather?
I prefer the colder weather because during the colder weathers there's lots of things I can do, such as play badminton with my friend or eat winter dishes.
Now tell me, do you like thunderstorm?
Obviously, I think no one likes thunderstorm because it can cause a lot of chaos, especially in the country of Bangladesh where it experiences a lot of blackout, and because of a thunderstorm it can cause more often not more blackouts, and because of these blackouts it can really affect hospitals or housings.
So now let's talk about your school days. How old are you when you left school?
So I recently graduated from high school at the age of 18, and now I'm pursuing my undergraduates.
Did you ever take part in school play?
During my high school life in Philippines, there was certain plays that I did get involved in, but the one that I do remember was a play known as Tinikeling. It's the incorporation of the movement of the bamboo. So in our choreograph, we used bamboo sticks and we had to design a choreography around it.
Okay. Now let's talk about fashion. Are you interested in fashion?
I wouldn't say I'm interested in fashion, but whenever I go out, I do like to present myself as best I can, because if you look good, of course, you're going to feel good.
Okay, now moving on to the second part of the speaking test, I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 or 2 minutes. Before you talk, you have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. Here you are. And you can make some notes if you wish. It's a pencil, you can use it. Okay, your preparation time is now over. You have 1 or 2 minutes to speak. Don't worry if I stop you. So would you like to start?
An object that I saved up my money was when I bought an Adidas football around grade 8. The reasoning that I bought football was because during class we didn't have a football, so we would just use a tennis ball, and that was the only thing that we can afford at the time. So I decided to take it upon myself that I should buy a football so that we can practice and train and get better at football in general, so that maybe if there's any sort of competition, we can get enrolled into it. Every day, my father would give me 50 taka, and the ball originally cost 1,000 taka. So it took lots of time. I would say around more than a month, like a month and a week or so. And with that, I was able to save up each and every day my 50 taka, and eventually I managed to accumulate the 1,000 taka, and me and my friends, we all went after school to buy the football that we kept seeing in the showroom. And then when I eventually bought the ball, I felt so relieved because instead of saving my money, I was able to now indulge, like use my 50 taka to buy food instead of saving it. And now that we had the ball, we were able to spend time with each other, with my friends especially, I would say. And of course, with the football that I had, I was really motivated to stay disciplined and to like save my money especially.
Very good. Okay, now let's move on to the third part of the speaking test. We will discuss about gifts. Do you think it's better for gifts to be practical or attractive, and why?
I would say at my age right now, I would rather want a practical gift because with a practical gift, I can use it in my everyday life. Whereas if I have an attractive gift, I would rather just leave it in my house and then it would just collect dust over time.
Thank you. Do you ever buy clothing for people as a gift?
I would only buy clothing pieces for people that I know, especially like my friends or my brothers and sisters, because I know what their sizings are. Whereas other individuals that I don't know, it's quite hard to buy clothing pieces just for them.
Did you ever receive any gift that you didn't like?
So in the past year, I received one gift that I didn't really like because during my neighborhood Christmas giving event, my neighbor got me a gift, which when I unwrapped it, it was a gift that I received in the past from my mother. It was a long sleeve blue shirt, and it was the exact same size and design as the previous one that I got.
Do you compare prices between items before you buy something?
When I grew up, my parents have always instilled into us that we should try to save as much money as possible. That's why whenever I do buy items, I always try to find alternatives such as cheaper alternatives like generic medicines without any sort of name brands, because the name brand medicine can be way costlier than the generic one, which have the same effectiveness.
In your opinion, can clothing tell much about a person?
I would say clothing does somewhat show the social status of a person. For example, if someone is wearing a high-end brand such as Louis Vuitton or something like that, then they are considered as high-level individuals. Whereas those who just wear casual clothing, then they are just middle-class individuals.
Has fashion changed in your country over the years?
Traditionally, in Bangladesh, people would just wear sari for women, and for men, they would just wear pants and button-down shirts. But nowadays, people are being less conservative, so girls are now wearing tank tops and like skinny jeans pants, and men are now wearing baggy pants and oversized t-shirts.
All right. Very good, Aman. And that's the end of our speaking test. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.